Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative is speaking to Kiersey Clemons about Fairfax, which is going to be available on Amazon Prime. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's an exciting time. I mean, the series is amazing. I mean, I'm a big fan of animated shows. What was it like kind of lending your voice to one of these characters in this pretty crazy, amazing world of Fairfax?
I mean, it was so much fun. I was really flattered that Matt and Teddy and Bucks asked me to do this. They created the show. It's really crazy to see it all come to life and see this animated character who kind of has your mannerisms a little bit. It's a new experience for me.
What? Yeah. So that was my next question. Was that your first like voice acting project?
It wasn't. I had done I think the first thing I did was a voice on Bojack Horseman. I'm pretty sure that was I did a guest star on there, and then I recorded a few audiobooks, or like I guess lent my voice to a few audiobooks. I love doing that. But this is and then I did a voice in Scooby-Doo last year.
Yes.
Yeah, Scoob. I played Dee Dee in Scoob, and that was the first time that I was like a leading person in animation, and it was I think it prepared me for this.
It's a whole different vibe though, right? In terms of also like the preparation and work too, where when you're working like a live action, you have to like be there and everything. I mean, and, you can just
I think also like learning how to carry your voice and be confident in what you're doing and giving different options, and once you it's different than making a movie or being on stage or something. It's an entirely different thing that you adjust to, but it's really fun. It has
Absolutely. What can you tell us specifically about your character in the series, and what was it like? Was there any research? Did you just get thrown in? Like, did you prepare yourself? Like, what was that process like for you?
Well, I play Derica. She's this activist. She's very passionate and intelligent. I think that the world is filled with Dericas. This generation of kids who are destroying binaries and the boxes that people are confined to.
You mentioned like activists and everything. I'm just curious in terms of, different projects could be different researching and everything, but it's just, do you have to research a lot for this role, do you think, or just kind of get thrown in there? And
no, because Derek is everywhere. I did get to my point. I always am like, am I making the point? Derek is everywhere.
Yeah.
She's everywhere. And is going to free all of the people, or at least aspires to free all of the people who don't have the freedoms that they have, that Derica has. It's really beautiful to like witness that and live in the world of this revolution.
Yeah, 100%.
The people leading it.
It's pretty cool too, Kiersey, because you look at, on a big scale of things, a lot of content and a lot of stuff like animation and geek culture, comic book culture, all that stuff. It's huge now. It's a huge industry. When I was younger, it wasn't kind of the cool thing to be into like cartoons and to be into like comic books. Now you're like the coolest kid at school, basically, if you like cartoons. I'm just curious if you've noticed that shift from those, because that's a big thing I'm noticing right now. Geek culture, animated culture, it's shifted a little bit. What do you think about that?
I mean, long live the geeks. I think that's always been kind of the case, right? Like, that as you get older. I mean, maybe I shouldn't speak for everybody. I think that though, as I've gotten older, at least in my world, watching my friends or watching anyone geek out or nerd out, like there's so much joy there, and as an adult, I appreciate humans and their individuality so much more than I did when I was like a child. Especially for myself, you want to fit in. But I think as well with social media, you're able to find your people. And I think that's what it is it's like, oh, yeah, I am a fucking geek, but I have a community of geeks online. I love it. Like, all the geeks in the world, I'm their bitch. Like, they own me, they run me. I don't even, I'm here for the geeks. That's what
Say it. Say it loud.
what I do. I don't know how I got here. It doesn't matter. This is where I live now.
It is exciting. Is it an exciting feeling as well when you do a project where you said, you have done voice acting, but it's a little new to you, that kind of industry a little bit compared to other projects you work on? Is it a cool, weird feeling right now, like Calm Before the Storm, where it's coming out pretty soon and then it's going to be out there for everyone to see? Like, what's that kind of mindset like for you these days? Like before, like a week or two before a project you worked on comes out?
I think there's like a lot. I don't feel as much pressure as I do when it's me physically on the screen because it's my voice. I think I can relax a little bit more, like if you don't like my voice, I don't like my voice either. I also think my voice is annoying. So agreed, noted. But there's also, you have amazing people guiding you and making sure that everything sounds the way it's meant to sound, and being guided in that way for an animation is so different to being guided by a director on a movie set. For some reason, the experiences are totally different.
Yeah.
And it affects how I feel when it comes out. Like I'm excited. I'm really excited for everyone to see.
Absolutely. I think you kind of add this project to others. I mean, you have worked on a wide variety of projects. Do you kind of look back sometimes and be like, obviously you go where Kiersey Clemons goes where the opportunities are, but it's pretty cool that you've already been able to work on such a variety of different projects and genres. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, at least for me, is to keep learning about myself through characters that are not like me, or validating myself really through people who are like me. I meet a new part of myself every time I bring these people to life. So yeah,
it's what really excited. No, absolutely. What do you hope people get out of it when they get to watch Fairfax? Like when they get to watch this, takeaway wise, what are you hoping they get out of it?
What you're trying to get out of it. I hope that like after you get off of work and you sit down and you want to laugh, I hope that's what you get from the show. I hope it comforts people and helps them take their mind off of what other shit is going on.
Absolutely. Were you really big into animated series growing up, or did you kind of watch them after? Like, are you interested in those? Growing
up, I love movies. I love animated movies. Was I interested? What animations did I watch growing up? I mean, when I was really young, like very young, I loved Rocket Power. And
Rocket Power was the best. Yes, so good.
Rocket Power. As Told by Ginger, I think, is another one that I really liked. What's the one with? Oh, maybe that is As Told by Ginger.
Yeah, that was a good one. And the Nickelodeon ones were great. For me, I don't know if did you watch Arthur growing up ever?
No.
Remember Arthur? That was a good one for me.
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
I loved Arthur. I think Arthur actually probably was my number one. I remember my mom took me to this thing where Arthur reads you a book, and it was like actually really creepy. It was just like at like Barnes and Nobles, and it was like a
Arthur was my go-to. Like I'll still watch Arthur. But Kiersey, thank you so much for coming on the show to chat about Fairfax. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.